we're going to review 2 stacks whiskey in a can, or they say Dram in a Can. I know, a can, right? Whiskey in a can. The first time I heard that, the first time I saw it, I thought, oh no, I mean, the whiskey world has gone absolutely mad. And then I thought, you know, is that being just a little bit snobby? I don't know. I mean, is it? Is it not? Maybe it is. Whiskey in a can? Can they? So, for some whiskey drinkers, I mean, this is going to trigger a medical emergency, isn't it? But then I thought to myself, look, maybe, just maybe, give it a chance, see what it's like, and treat it like any other dram, any other review, any other whiskey. So, yeah. So breathe deeply. Here we go. We'll have a look at it. It's the world's first, or at least they claim it's the world's first portable whiskey. So festivals, parties, you know, sneak it into the rugby, soccer, whatever. It's 100 mils, so 3 to 4 drams. It's bottled at 43%. 2 stacks Irish whiskey. There's 2. They've got the signature dram, which I've tasted before, and we've got the single malt double barrel, which I haven't. So, look, it's an interesting concept. Couple of guys, they've got into the blending and canning. I was going to say blending and bottling, but blending and canning of this in Newry in Northern Ireland. And I think, you know, it's either innovation gone too far, or we're going to have to pull back and accept that innovation is coming into the whiskey industry. You know, you've got rapid aging, you've got whiskey in a can. I mean, what's going to be next? Whiskey in a bag? I don't know. So, look, I'll be honest. You know, I think when we do this, you ready? You know, it's not quite the same as doing that. That's satisfying. That's not satisfying. So we're off to a slightly damp squid sort of start. You know, I think obviously once it's open, it's 100 ml, you got to drink it. It's not going to sit in the can. However, one thing I thought to myself, well, there's got to be an expiry date, isn't there? Because a whiskey is a solvent. It's at 43%, and there's a liner inside the can. Well, surely there'll be an expiry date. Turns out there's not. So they have developed a liner specially for this Dram in a Can. And so the innovation factor is huge, massive. I think it's excellent innovation. But is it any good? I don't know. You just have to wait and see. So typically, it's very mild in color, like a pale sort of straw. Let's see. On the nose, all right. By the way, I think this double barrel, which is called, it's sherry barrel and bourbon. So they're balancing and blending the whiskey. And a smell. You know, when you open a can, you think beer, you don't think whiskey. You can get those, you know, whiskey in a can with ginger, or whiskey in a can with Cokes. There's Jack Daniels and Diet Coke in a can, 7%ers, I like those. You know, the nose isn't half bad. You know, I've got to be brutally honest. Surprisingly nice, actually. You know, you got a bit of honey, you got a bit of vanilla, fruits, sort of light oak caramel. It is Bourbon-esque, possibly. It is fresh. There's, you know, the first thing I try to smell is anything that's off or bad or doesn't smell quite right. This is very nice. It's appealing, nothing overly complicated. And it probably suits what they're trying to do, suits the concept. You know, you can't imagine some sort of heavily peated smoke monster in a can. I don't think that would work for one moment. So, all right. Smells good. Let's try it. Okay. Nice, soft, mellow. You know, vanilla. You get that sort of very, very light baking spices, malted biscuits, gentle oak. There might, I was going to say, is there a little bit of smoke? Is there supposed to be smoke in this? Didn't have any smoke in my notes. Rich wood, toasted nut and dark fruit. I sort of maybe get a little bit of smoke in there, but maybe that's just me, being Irish and all that. So it's a medium dram. The 43% I think works nicely. You know, as an Irish whiskey, I'd enjoy that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a proper whiskey. You know, it's extremely drinkable. It's designed for that sort of casual dram for you know, enjoyment rather than a deep whiskey analysis. There's no question about that. Which again is probably the whole entire point of what they're trying to achieve here. So the finish, got a gentle spice coming through it. You know, dare I say a longer sort of finish. It doesn't taste or feel or come across as a cheap whiskey. It really doesn't. It seems to do quite nice. There's a lingering oak. It's clean and fresh. You know, it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's like, you know, it's an ideal house guest, isn't it? You know, so is whiskey in a can ridiculously stupid, or is it innovative and creative? I think it's. I think Two Stacks here have been quite smart. I think they've invented something or created something which there's going to be a market for. It makes whiskey feel a little bit less intimidating, doesn't it? You know, and I think the whiskey world probably, you know, pull your head in a little bit and give it a try and be open to more sort of concepts, if you like. You know, it's probably not aimed at everyone. However, you know, there's many areas and many reasons why the whiskey, you know, world should encourage this. It's convenient, easy drinking. It's something different, that's for sure. And it's a whiskey that you can literally take anywhere. So for that, I think it's fun, modern. Yeah, look, honestly, unique, creative. From my Whiskey Aficionado scoring, you know, onto my new barrel system. 1, it's not for me. 2, interesting. 3, it's a solid dram. 4, excellent. And 5, barrels, just awesome whiskey. I'm not going to give it a 1 and I'm not going to give it a 5. I'm not going to give it an excellent whiskey because I don't think it comes up to an excellent whiskey, but I will tell you, I'm going to give it 3 barrels. And I'm going to give it 3 barrels because it is a solid Irish dram. And you've got to give them some sort of points for creativity, haven't you? I mean, this is really interesting. And not a bad whiskey at all. Yeah. So, look, if you enjoyed this review, make sure you hit subscribe, comment, let me know what you think about this, because it is controversial, it is different, it's something special, something creative, something unique, as I've said. I'm Trevor, Whiskey Aficionado, and as always, until next time, sláinte.